current metagame going into game number 2. Match point for ONIC Philippines. After coming off that 9-minute victory, is this the draft that Team Falcons need to take us to game 3?
ONIC Philippines clipped the Falcons' wings in game number 1. And a way to get back your wings is to heal it back the floor in here to try to equalize against the world champions. Let's see in the land of Dawn as we dive in. Mid-prio already questionable. Ogwen getting poked down by Super Prince.
I know that we're happy. I know that we're all smiles and whoas given the new picks from Team Falcons, but everybody who knows that this Ogwen Florin is notorious. It's down to a 10th of its health.
Yeah, you've got to still be very, very careful. And clear speed isn't really the best for KalTZ either. So they might have just given away mid-prio once again, and you can see it already happening here. King Kong walking in, invading the jungle, actually stealing it away from KalTZ, I believe. Gets stunned by Ogwen. Cursed Blast too, but there is no follow-up from Kyle. Yeah, no more resources.
And this will only really work once Ogwen hits his ult, and that's going to be a while. Unless KalTZ gets the perfect Detona's Welcome and isolates the right target, then we can start talking. Let's talk about this XP lane.
Oh.
It was a winning matchup, yes, but you gotta have that Edith stay in. And if I'm not mistaken, that first skill on the Barats got buffed too, right?
Yeah. The first skill did get buffed. Yeah, the second part of it, I believe, the explosive part,
Yeah.
do more damage, so technically it'll help you with clear speed. And the way that they're playing, this reminds me of Blacklist International, man. Team Falcons playing the Ube style.
It's a green Ube. Let's see if it works out, though. So we see that the XP lane might be a 50-50, might be a stall.
Oi.
Turtle already started. Detona's Welcome.
Over King Kong to be spat back out to the wall. The follow from KalTZ, or sorry, from FlapTZ with the shield unity, and it's a free turtle. Brusco will fall to the Cursed Blast of Few.
Dear God, won't even click the retry. Up top, though, Marco getting blasted.
Uh-oh, he's got to be careful. Kelra gets the kill. Not a solo, it was Prince to help him, but a win for ONIC PH up top, trading it for 3 big things for Falcons.
Grand Theft Orange. KalTZ walking away like a smooth criminal. Took away King Kong's buff. King Kong will take his purple, but just the same, it's too late. So this will give Team Falcons here about 200, 300 gold up as they rotate towards the orange. I don't think ONIC PH is going to take that line down.
No, and you know what's funny? I have seen this Barats as well in one of my rankings. I just didn't think, it would show up in MPL, and it was very, very impressive with a Florin. I didn't see the Baksha, but it was Florin plus the Barats. Level 1 to 3, you are very weak. I was able to invade, I was able to stop him from being a threat, but once he gets to level 4, like you said, Detona's Welcome, plus obviously Ogwen to get to level 4, he becomes unkillable. He goes Detona's Welcome, he's the engager, and no one can really answer.
Yep, we just don't see that in the meta anymore. Kaja doesn't get picked, so these automatic -1s, if you do get it, again, it is a skill shot. You charge it up and you aim. You walk away with so much. I'm seeing something here in the items once it does come through. Folks, there's a Molten Essence on both FlapTZ and KalTZ. I'm smelling a double Cursed Helm. Folks, something that the patch did not mention is these passives stack. So the minus on the exposure, the minus armor, hybrid armor on these items stack. So if there's like 2 over you, you end up with like -18 max.
Wow.
Hybrid defense.
Okay, so that's where it actually comes into play, right? Because we were talking about it, if it's just a unique passive that doesn't stack, that means, what, you'll take tenacity away from your opponent. But now that you have, or you are building towards 2, it means that you're actually going to get through some of the base stats as well on top of tenacity. AOG Ogwen going to be caught. Good AOG, good pick for Prince. So they're still on the board, and actually ONIC PH, despite losing the first turtle, they're ahead in gold.
That's right, no clapback from Team Falcons here. ONIC PH have equalized. Purple buff here secured first by KalTZ as they go for the turtle dance. Ogwen just respawned, so they will have access to the heal.
Shield unity. Oh, good Eternal Guard too. King Kong still able to escape. FlapTZ with a Poisons now. The fear from Few not connecting, but Kyle has gotten all the space to secure turtle number 2. Feather Airstrike. Few needs to cancel it quick, and it's Super Prince with a flicker out. Saw FlapTZ trying to cancel.
Ogwen does keep his mid laner alive, so that will mean 3 turtle. 4 Team Falcons, nothing on the board for ONIC from this point on. If there's anything that ONIC PH can walk away with for free, or at least be happy with, is that gold lane. They make such good rotations against that Moskov. And these small camps, once they time out the big ticket ults from Team Falcons, that's where they can find refuge. But right now, wherever Kyle walks up to, seems to be a win. Like, they just can't stop this Barats.
They really can't. 500 gold lead still, but the
Oh,
airstrike
God.
will cancel. Flapteezy's recall gets him really low. Kirk has the flicker. Oh, shatter bonk on Flapteezy down below.
3-2-man take. Flapteezy had nothing to do there. Was caught out with what, less than half health, and then they just finished the job. ONIC PH happy with that pickoff. Team Falcons, where do they find the clap back? I'm so impressed at how Super Prince is just able to hold his own here. Using wings by wings so efficiently. Is this another buff taken away? Can King Kong secure?
No, King Kong cannot. I guess this is the advantage of for Team Falcons, right? Despite the gold deficit, they can stick around and they can constantly contest for purples, oranges, and neutral objectives for free. There's not much you can do if you're ONIC PH around these neutral objectives, because the only way to beat them is if you try to like outpoke them. That's not going to work with a floor.
They'll jump you.
They're just going to jump you. They're also just going to heal back up, and you can't all in. You all in against this, you are dead. They have too many frontliners, too much sustain, and honestly too much damage too. Cursed Helmet done for Flapteezy. That's one. We're waiting on Calteezy so it can stack up on that new unique passive to shred hybrid defense.
We're at the point where Team Falcons have hit a plateau. They've been winning so much, bullying ONIC PH into submission, into every major objective, but right now it seems to have slowed down. Will ONIC eventually break through Team Falcons' phalanx? We're about to find out. Flapteezy gets blasted early. Feathered airstrike.
Oh wow, King Kong still just walks in and retrieves it, steals it away from Calteezy. ONIC PH on the run, good Earth Shatter, and onward to escape. Great slide tackle. And just like that, ONIC PH keep their gold lead.
They were a little too conservative. They did not hit the Detona's welcome. They did not stop King Kong. Now it's Primal Wrath coming in.
AOG Spirit of Misery coming down, revitalized too. Kirk unable to survive the Detona's welcome under the turret. Now also the kills over to Team Falcons. That should level things on the board. But look at King Kong, always so active on the map, rotating and mirroring this Ube of Falcons.
Bulldozing that tier 2, popping that holy shield all the way up top. Team Falcons, how do they make up for this? I'd reckon still, you know, they get the kills on Kirk, they get the kills on Brusco, but at the end of the day, the math does not check out. They're still not in the black here. It's still very much in the red. They're down 2,000 gold. King Kong is getting free farm. I mean, talk about how you can bully the lane, but if ONIC PH can just deny these engagements and now it's their turn to clap back, Team Falcons might be staring at a sweeping loss.
That would be crazy. Oh, shatter from Kirk! Feathered airstrike to get the job done. Flapteezy, Tortoise and Poissons, the Bloom, the AOG Winslow forced to flicker back.
They weren't ready for it. As Team Falcons keep going, a defensive EG, in comes Marco.
All the way from up top, clears the wave and joins in, but gets shredded down to so low. And look at ONIC PH still holding the aggro of the turret to try to siege it down, almost taking Ogwen down there. King Kong will try to give Calteezy a taste of his own medicine, trying to steal it away, actually does not get it done. Kyle still had the retribution for the airstrike again, almost taking Marco down, and Mr. Super Friends just flies away.
Flapteezy looking to go hunting, does not find a friend. Swings by wings, again used so efficiently
it's so
by Prince Ramirez. Now Lord has spawned upper quarter. Still the permanent damage dealt to Team Falcon's side of the map left them reeling. Tier 2 is still standing barely in mid and bottom. All this while, Tier 1 for ONIC PH in the main artery just untouched. That allows for ONIC PH to dictate where the dance goes, how it goes. Primal Wrath here by Kirk. They're blitzing it.
Oh man, Kirk finds it. Melting Gun picked up already. Brusco is going to be sacrificed there. AOG still gets it down. SOD from Super Marco doesn't get the angle to attack Super Prince. Kaura gets the goal.
And that's a free kill for ONIC PH, and the fight continues. Team Falcons, they already spent their heal, and in comes the Super Fam.
Brusco very low, jumps back in, and Super Marco again. Kaura free hitting from the side now. Looking for a kill onto Ogwen. Tetanus walkout.
Into my belly you go. The gold standard bites it.
Curse blast on Kirk. Super Prince waiting in the bush, dodges away from the skill shot, now goes on the few. No feathered airstrike, Curse blast dodge. Super Prince few dodges too.
Like an anime fight out of Hogwarts, these mages are just on top of their game, and neither will fold, neither will take it. Just like that, Team Falcons, a valiant effort. They do win out on the trades, but they give up the Lord. Marching up top, it's FlapTZ who has to deal with it. They finally break down at Tier 1 in mid. What's going on? Team Falcons, they did equalize. They cut down that lead, broke it in half, and now they have what, 200, 300? It's negligible. But just the same, these fights, they can't continue this way because I reckon ONIC PH, if they can find a way to give Kelra free hits again, it could be game.
For the airstrike, FALCONS, that's welcome. Now getting the stun onto 3 to terrify the pullback from FALCONS, Marco.
Little tight spaces like this, that's what Falcons want, and 2 free kills already. Down goes Marco. 2 for 1, the trade. Brusco still alive. Can Ogren finish the job? Whoa. No roamers are falling in this engagement. Still, Super Marco unable to find Kelra.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game of MLBB. 11 minutes in, 6-10. It looks very brawly, but it's been clinical from both teams, both really playing into their win conditions. And we get to check the item builds here at the 11-minute mark.
FlapTZ not fully committing to the Cursed Helm just yet. Looking to stop both the damage on Kirk and Friends first, and punish Kelra once he gets them balls going. So far, Super Marco, he is up by about 1,000 gold. So it's a matter of spacing. That's just the difference between the bulletproof and the gold standard. Kelra just knows how to come in and come out and make the most of this less than stellar item build. Super Marco, though, I'm not feeling it just yet. Mirko, is it just me, or is he not making the most of the cross-map plays?
It's been difficult, He's been
hugging these formations.
Yeah, I feel like it's because the team plays, it's 4-1, right? That's why they went for the Moskov. They know that Moskov can actually go to the side, but the risk of getting picked off is just too big. There's Brusco with an AOG, so if you blink or flicker out of a Feather Airstrike, you will still get caught. And as a Moskov, it's very, very tough to deal with a Gatot Kacha anyways, right? So even if you'd go for the cross map 4-1, it'll be very, very tough, and it's risky. They can just play together, and it will be much safer, and it will still actually benefit their win con.
Marco constantly living in fear, respecting the output of ONIC PH, whether it be a pickoff, whether it be a sudden skirmish, or an all-in commit. Lord now down to 1/3 of its health, and they're playing with the range here. FlapTZ rolling out, looking for targets. That's a reset.
Good reset. Falcons still wanting control here. No info on the bottom wave. Don't know if it's actually slow pushing for ONIC PH or Team Falcons right now. It looks like it's just going to be an even lane for now.
Super Marco keeping himself scarce. Again, the hesitance to take that long lane for free is allowing for Super Friends and even Kelra to push out. I mean, it's not as long as a Moskov could, but it's ONIC PH winning this dance.
It's also the risk of missing your SOD, right? Because the thing is, for Team Falcons, if you don't have the Moskov in the team fight, you do not have damage. You have utility on the Vexana, a bit of burst there, but the main damage source is Super Marco. And I don't think at this point of the game they can risk not having their main damage dealer bottom lane all the way down, not being able to help them in the Lord fight.
It's a catch-22 the defending champions of SPS are finding, and Super Prince dodges the SOD.
Oh man, and they don't commit onto the Lord. Now FlapTZ punished, revitalized, still surviving. View gets the cursed blast. Brusco will pay for Super Prince's little mistake.
Free pickoff for Team Falcons, the man advantage going over to the M5 World Champions. As a super fam now consider, can we take this? It looks like they want to because they're staying the course here. 3 members just holding the line. King Kong up front. FlapTZ holding on to Detna's welcome.
So the new variant, the new version of that Lord Dance. Kirk could be caught again. No, Detna's welcome. Just Jenny goes in and it whips onto the back. FlapTZ caught in the bad spot. Still though, they win the fight. King Kong tried to quell, but FlapTZ secures the Lord.
The controlled shuffle allowing Team Falcons to take him one at a time. Another SOD missing its mark, but Team Falcons happy with the outcome regardless. An enhanced Lord going over for the Falcons, marching through mid, and a purple buff stolen away from the Beast. Team Falcons, what a recovery.
Beautiful MLBB, absolutely beautiful MLBB from Team Falcons here. Bring in old mechanics, old macro ways to play the game, that Lord Dance with the new HP growth, with the new tanky growth, and obviously with the sustain of Ogwen. Actually, if you take a look at it, Calteezy did not complete the Molten Essence to the Cursed Helmet, so he's actually not looking for the unique passive. He's just gotten the Molten Essence to help him clear in the jungle, and he's gone full tank. This is the old Barat's build.
Eventually, you can stack it if you choose to, but economy is scarce here. They've power farmed into Super Marco, and currently it is paying off. The siege waiting to be started by Falcons. The Lord jumps, breaking through that mid lane tier 3. And here we go. The slow roll by the bullies. Team Falcons coming through, taking 2 inhibitors.
Good dodge there. Could have been very, very different had Calteezy gotten the chomp down on King Kong. Both teams hovering over ONIC PH on full defense mode. They do have great wave clear. Soul Sever, Feather Airstrike catching all of them actually. Few and Owen taken low. But still for ONIC PH, they've also taken quite a bit of damage. The Curse Blast is nothing to scoff at.
Big ticket ults on watch for Team Falcons, while ONIC PH for the first time in this 15-minute bout are trapped in their own base. So patience so far has paid off for Team Falcons. They did not force Marco to go to the long lane, did not put him in harm's way to be able to get into this position of power. Once more, the Feathered Airstrike pushing out Team Falcons. It looks like they'll play the map instead. A minute until the next turtle, rather the Lord spawns.
So let's try to dissect this chess game now, right? I think it's gone from a very, very entertaining early game, a lot of mirroring, a lot of trading, to now being a full-blown chess game as we get into the 60-minute mark. Lord will be advantageous for Falcons. Well, the Lord take, rather. They have the control on bot and mid. It's not the far lane control that they would want to have, but still, it is control over the waves despite not being able to send Marco into the far lane. Now that they have 2, is it safe enough for Marco to finally go and do that 4-1?
Nope. Reading their movements, reading their intent, it looks like they would rather still clump up. And they have the allowance, they have the leg room to do that. But what that means for ONIC PH is, if they're reading this right, they can say, it looks like they're clumping up. It looks like they're keeping Marco away from being alone. Why don't we get a jump? See, look, he's always has an escort detail on him. It's either Ogwen or even Few. And now that the Lord is up, it looks like ONIC PH have read into this. We saw them up top.
Beautiful.
They're short.
Really, really good for ONIC PH right now. They actually go in all the way. That's just welcome. Gonna be caught onto Kirk. Helra stun in the back line with the shield unity there. Still, King Kong wins the retreat battle.
He does get punished. The AOG defensively used by Brusco. Feathered Airstrike to deter the forward advance of Team Falcons. Brusco still alive. Missile Expert coming in. Dodges that too.
Dodges away from the missiles. Just being calm, composed, decisive. Has stopped Falcons' complete setup. They had a slow push up top. They had all the waves. And ONIC PH took that as an opening to rush the Lord.
ONIC PH stealing away the Lord with impunity. Not a single punish. Did not even spend the majority of their battle spells. And Team Falcons left reeling. Highway robbery by the defending world champions. And they cut that lead in half too, down to just 2,000 gold. All this while, Mirko, could you believe it? King Kong did not have a winter crown. He literally hit that thing raw. Just in and out, retribution, and I'm done. AOG!
Try to go in, Death's welcome though. Calteezy isolated, that is not good. The main frontliner, no Death's welcome. Eternal Guard, Kirk will fall too. It's a killing spree, but Kelra will shut Calteezy down. Super Marco piercing through the Lord to the HP bars of ONIC PH.
1-for-1, the current exchange. Eventually, ONIC PH will take advantage of that enhanced, nay, evolved Lord in mid, piercing through Team Falcon's base. That is the mid lane inhibitor taken down. Fortunately for the Falcons, that is an easily defendable position. But just the same, permanent damage to their base. Already, their hesitation to use the long lane for Marco might need to be controlled. Like, they have to start playing the map. I think that's how ONIC PH positioned for that Lord Blitz, is they feigned Team Falcon saying, you know, we're going to take it slow. You go ahead. Marco, Ogwen, Few, go ahead, take it. Psych! To be fair, that wasn't as much of a steal as it was just a straight up ONIC PH Lord from underneath Team Falcon's nose.
That's why I think Falcons haven't been sending Marco up top or, you know, on
Elsewhere.
the opposite side, far lane. It's because once you do get spotted, and if you don't get that SOD, Falcons, if you lose control over the neutral objective, ONIC can burst it down. They have enough damage to do that.
And here's the thing. it's not like he even missed the SOD. It was
No.
just a matter of timing compromise. Now they're looking to punish Brusco.
Uh-oh.
King Kong here, forced to dash out. Detna's welcome.
Over to Kirk, AOG to cut them off as well. Kalteezy caught in the bad spot. Brusco zoning 3 of the backliners. Flapteezy isolated and taken down by Kelra even though he's low. Brusco still tanking the damage. Curse Blast Super Prince cutting their angle. SOD Super Marco!
The base is in jeopardy. They have to send Marco to defend against Super Prince. They do clear the wave, but that flank and the damage output of ONIC PH have now hit a fever pitch. Team Falcons lacking 2 members.
Both of the frontliners that have kept Falcons' win conditions alive are now down. Brusco has the immortality, but the airstrike Super Marco trying to walk back in again, flickers forward, but Kelra just goes for base, and it ends up being a 2-0.
The Super Fam have